if you're new to the sport, Andrei Daescu on the left side of your screen, on the far side, Christian Alshon.
Side out.
Quick side out for Daescu and Alshon.
0-0-1.
Speed up, Alshon.
1-0-1. Point.
Aggressive play.
Yeah, sometimes first couple points just need to get your footing set, so I'm not too worried.
Second serve. 2-0-2.
Oh, good hands.
Side out.
I think Christian wanted to let that go. He's upset with himself for touching it.
As a player, Viv, do you like starting matches consistent or kind of like going out there and playing quick, fast pace? How do you settle?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. I go back and forth because I think on the one hand, being aggressive sets the tone and kind of proves to yourself that you're not afraid, but it's also good to keep the errors at the beginning to a minimum so you don't give them a head start. I think it also depends on your opponents. If you're playing a steady opponent, then you probably don't want to give them too many free points, but if you know your opponent's going to come out firing, you kind of want to beat them to the punch.
Side out.
Great insight from Viv Glosman, and a down-the-line winner look from Christian Alshon for the side out. 0-point score for Frazier and Bar, keeping Daescu and Alshon with a 2-point lead.
Second serve. 2-0-2.
Great disguise from Dekel Bar. Who do you think has the best disguise speed up off the bounce on this court?
That's a tough one because I think all of them have really good ones. I would say, I don't know. I'm going to put that back on you. What do you think, Michelle?
Well, Alshon so far has been successful on the forehand side off the bounce. When he winds up, he's gotten both Frazier and Bar off balance, not knowing where he's going to go. So I'm going to go with Alshon here in this matchup. Nice reset from Frazier.
Side out.
Yeah, Dekel's usually on that second one. I like how he sets himself up for the second counter, but just a little off on that one.
2-0-1.
As you mentioned, all four players settling in the ways that they need to settle into the point. Frazier, talk about disguise and speed up, kind of not too disguised on that speed up there.
Not on that one. I think generally he's pretty good at that. When I was thinking about my answer to that question, I was like, I played with all of them and they all like to do a little bit of, like they hold their forehand speed up, so I couldn't really decide, but
3-0-2.
I think you put your foot down on Christian, I'll agree with you for now.
Oh, there's that speed up again from Alshon, but maybe pulling the trigger a little too much. Dekel Bar on it for the side out. Daescu and Alshon gain 1 point on the side out.
Oh, full swing.
Second serve.
Dekel Bar laughing that one off. He got caught right there on the right side, on the right hip. Do you ever look at targets on where you want to speed up, Viv, against your opponents?
0-3-2.
Yeah, for sure. At this level, you always want to go at the hips of your opponent, depending on the side. I'm not really the best one to ask on that one just because I win by just hitting as hard as I can. But if you kind of lack power, you want to find those specific spots on your opponent.
3-0-1.
Jam them up a bit.
Generous call from Daescu.
Yeah.
Oh, unlucky or lucky, depends on who you're rooting for. But Daescu puts that one down for another point.
.401.
You? Yeah, Dill.
Oh,
Nice
Dylan
from
Frazier.
Second
Yeah,
serve.
sets himself up for the combo.
Yeah.
What do Dylan Frazier and Dekel Bar after this point? What do they need to do in order to close this gap?
402.
It seems like it's getting a little away from them.
Side out.
Yeah, I think just stay with it. Sometimes the gap looks bigger than it is.
0-4-1.
But when it gets back to their serve right now, just get a couple points on the board and yeah, like that. Like big aggression. All of a sudden it's, you know, you can get it back to 4-4 and it's a game.
1-4-1.
Staying aggressive. First point on the board.
I was gonna
Second
say
serve.
it looks like they were targeting Andrei just because even though he's a great dinker, you know he's not
1-4-2.
gonna come up with anything scary like Christian. So sometimes that's the safe target. And then you saw as soon as Christian saw the ball.
Point.
Oh, that's great by Dekel. I love that shot by him down the middle. But just to finish my thought, sometimes you just go to the person that you know exactly what they're gonna do. But yeah, Christian did a good job. As soon as he got the play on it, he made something happen.
So Daescu, a safe but consistent player. Alshon a little bit more on the threat, playing the right side.
2-4-2.
You?
Point.
That's out. And between Dylan Frazier and Dekel Bar, who would you say is the safer player and the more aggressive one on their team?
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. Dylan's the safer one. But I will say when I have played with Dylan that he is more aggressive than I actually thought. But generally, I think his strength is being steady. People watching might disagree and be totally right because I do not watch men's doubles. But that's my 2 cents.
No, I'd agree with you. I'd agree with you, Viv.
Thanks, Michelle.
You're doing great. Love it. I love hearing your input. I love hearing what you're thinking out there. One of the strongest females on the
4-4-2.
MLP tour.
Woo, nice.
Point.
It's so
Receiver,
satisfying when they
5-4-2.
set each other up and they're both ready, you know?
That's your style of play, isn't it? Being aggressive at the
Yeah.
net, quick hands. And a timeout is called by Daescu and Alshon, who are ahead 4-0. My.
They keep asking me the same thing. Are you ever going to change? They wonder if I respect the game. I always have. They say I need to slow down, speed up. They say I yell too much. They tell me to be nicer on the court. They want me to be someone else. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to win. So when they ask, will I ever change? Respectfully, I'ma just stay me.
4-point lead, but on this side out, Daescu and Frazier have been doing some
Time in.
damage.
5-4-2.
Let's see if this timeout will earn this side out.
Side out.
A safe and consistent Daescu earns the side out for the team of Alshon Daescu.
4-5-1.
See if they could gain some momentum.
You?
Oh,
Second
that was
serve.
wonderful.
That was such a great point. Tell me what you liked most about that point right there.
I liked that they were able to get back into the dinking after speeding up. Sometimes
4-5-2.
you get a little ahead of yourself and then want to finish it because you felt like you almost finished the point, but they got back to being steady, and then Dekel found the perfect speed up.
Side out.
A side out for Frazier and Bar, the big Ds.
5-4-1.
They like to call them.
Point.
Ooh, catching Alshon a little off guard there. Do you think that body bag had a little bit of an effect on that next shot from him?
6-4-1.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, it can shake you up for sure. I think that one was tricky because it was high and he was trying to get it. That was a great dink by
Second serve.
Christian.
Way to regroup there from Alshon.
Yeah.
I know it shakes me up for a couple points. I take a
6-4-2.
timeout immediately if I get body bagged.
Side out.
Yeah, that's
Big.
Christian's specialty with the grip change and going inside out. Or inside in? No, that's down the line.
Inside out,
Inside
overhead.
out, yes.
with the grip change, which
Yes,
made it
yeah.
look really weird.
Point.
Alshon is ever so ready there with his backhand. Really, his counter is more like a block, a punch block. And it's so
5-6-1.
effective on the right side for a point.
Point.
So casual and so beautiful down the line for Alshon. We talked about the grip changes up at the net. Is that something that you do on your volleys? After this
6-6-1.
point?
I don't think I changed my grip, but I do like that inside in when I'm on the right past the person up in front of me. I call that one of my specialties.
Second
Lacey
serve.
Schneeman also does that well in mixed. I know a few people who do that. It's very effective because you catch
6-6-2.
the left side person kind of looking to cover middle, and you just go behind them, and you don't even have to hit it that hard. If you saw Christian's, it was pretty soft and controlled.
Side out.
Dekel Bar is getting pumped up. He wants this bronze medal match over Daescu and Alshon, who have been playing incredible all tournament and all year long.
6-6-1. Second serve.
Successful reset from the baseline for Frazier. Pressure's
6-6-2.
on, all tied up.
Point.
Frazier
Cover from
now.
Dylan, yep.
Is he looking for that as Dekel Bar's transitioning?
7-6-2.
Yeah, I think when you play with someone aggressive like that you know is going to flick at any opportunity, you have to be ready on that right side to defend the counter of your opponent.
Point.
And Frazier again was ready this
Free
time
challenge,
from the
timeout.
opponent.
Receivers, 8-6-2,
Frazier and
45
Bar
seconds.
take a 2-point lead on this side out. Again, Alshon and Daescu will take their time. Carvana grandstand court, bronze medal on the line.
Point.
Nice way to read that Dekel Bar. You know when Alshon sets up, you better play some dodgeball and get out of the way.
It's so
9-6-2.
satisfying when you read it and you get out of the way.
Side out.
On the run, Dekel Bar goes. Unsuccessful with getting there. A side out, down by 3. Alshon Daescu
6-9-1.
looking to tie things up and take game 1. Ooh,
Point.
Bar was on it.
Seven, 9-1.
Yeah, you don't
Second
often see
serve.
that pattern up the line, but I don't think Christian was in a good spot there.
It's interesting to see Dekel Bar playing off the
7-9-2.
line here. I don't normally see that, but against Alshon, it's like he's anticipating. And a missed serve going deep from Alshon for the side out. Will Frazier and Bar take advantage?
Michelle got her hands over her head for this one.
That is so good. At this point, it was so exciting. Tell me, when you're caught off guard, should you try to counter or try to reset with a block?
I think that depends on your strengths. I generally like to counter because I trust my hands, I trust my power. But if you know that if you're starting a hands battle will not be good for you, I would suggest resetting. But I often tell my partners, sometimes when they miss resets, I'm like, you definitely could have countered that.
Second serve.
Dekel Bar looking for a counter there off of an off-pace speed up from Daescu. Alshon Daescu opting to stay in their positions here on the return of serve.
Yeah, I really liked how Christian stepped in that middle and took that away. It's called partner protection, I think. When your partner is coming in off a return, you want to get big so that they don't have to catch the return at their feet. Great hands.
Off the net and in. Dylan Frazier looking for the scorpion, but that ball is just going too high above his head and over him for a point.
8-10-1.
Was that one where Frazier could have gotten out of the way?
Oh, Dylan's little sticker fell off.
This humidity.
9-10-1.
It's got everyone kind of feeling it right now.
Yeah.
Even the little sticker on the paddle. That time, Dylan Frazier getting a paddle on the let cord. How crazy was this ball for you? After this point, tell me some of the things that you felt differently about this lifetime ball compared to the Vulcan.
Yeah.
Big look from Dekel Bar on the Ernie.
Yeah, great Ernie, great setup.
Game point.
The ball, I think the general consensus is that it bounces pretty high. It flies through the air. Some people have said it's heavier.
Even off the net that we saw, huh?
10-9-1.
Really bounces off the net. Here we go, game point.
Yeah, again, big forehand from Christian Alshon. I would not drive down the middle if I were them. I mean, they probably know that by now, but when you have a big forehand in the middle, it kind of puts both of you at a bad spot.
And it's so funny because Dekel Bar went for it again. Why are players usually impatient in times where they should be the most patient?
9-10-1.
That's a tough one because I get impatient too. I think sometimes under stress, you just go to the shot that you're most comfortable hitting. And I know Dekel loves just being big and hitting big shots, so sometimes that's just what it is. Nice.
Second serve.
A beautiful shot there from Dekel Bar to set his partner Dylan Frazier up. I always say, Viv, that the setup is just as important as the put away.
Yep.
Nice work on Bar.
And if you've noticed, a lot of their initial attacks have clipped the tape, which just tells me how small the margins are here in pro. They're just going for very low attacks because anything up high, you know that your opponent is going to counter.
Daescu going for the shot that he knows best, but is successful that time. You're talking about margins, that ball stays low, and things are all tied up here in game one.
You. You.
Point.
Dylan
Point.
Frazier
Timeout change in, or
not
timeout
there for the
receivers,
combo.
11-10-2.
Dekel Bar, Dylan Frazier will take the time out.
11-10-2. Side
Some
out.
great pressure there from Frazier, opting to go to the feet of Alshon for the side out.
10-11-1.
Oh, that always feels good at this time of when it's 10-11 and you get a free point. Okay, let's see if they can put one more together.
11-11-1.
Wow, great saves. Wow.
Great digs from Bar and Frazier, but Alshon just too good on the disguise. Don't know where
11-11-2.
he's going, especially when you're on the move.
Yep.
Side out.
Is that ball gonna go out? We'll never know. Dekel Bar
Yeah,
had
could
a
have saved
play.
it. It was hard to see from up here.
All right, well, Frazier and Bar able to score one, tying
Yeah.
things up.
No, that point was
11-11-1.
huge because now you're not facing game point. You have a little bit of a buffer.
Alshon
Second serve.
going for the drive. That was their 7th shot at the baseline, trying to get up to the line. Great pressure from Frazier and Bar, keeping
11-11-2.
both players back. Frazier not there for the counter.
Yeah, Christian's getting a lot of points for his team with that hold on his forehand. Setting himself up, he can either take some pace
12-11-2.
off or go full send, and it keeps your opponents on your toes. Really good job.
And
Point game.
Daescu, Alshon take game one. A very close game. Frazier and Bar.
Game 2. Time in.
Both players
0-0-2.
can play either side. Let's see how game 2 goes.
Point.
What do you think about that shirt Alshon's wearing?
Yeah, is that allowed?
1-0-2.
Wardrobe change for Alshon
Oh, wow.
and Bar with a huge Ernie, but what a response
Christian
from
puts his hands out like, what do you think you're doing? But I think it's always after the fact because he could have easily not had that.
2-0-2. Side out.
Good job by Dylan on that counter.
0-2-1. Second serve.
Sneaky Dekel Bar coming in through the transition zone to hit that volley. Missing
Yeah, I
long.
don't mind it. I think sometimes it is
0-2-2.
tricky when you're on the move. Just slowing down the hands just enough.
Side out.
Is it me, or are you seeing a lot more higher shots from Alshon and Daescu
2-0-1.
coming to the side of Frazier and Bar?
Second serve.
I'm seeing them be more aggressive on this side. I'm wondering if it's a wind change, if they feel like they can swing out on the
2-0-2.
ball, but they're definitely coming out hot in this game.
Like that one was sitting up a little bit higher into the
Yeah.
body. Frazier had a little higher one earlier in that point. sometimes when you're so used to hitting balls in the mid-range, then you start utilizing.
The higher ones are tricky.
Yes.
Oh, wow, great save by Christian.
Point.
Dekel Bar with a high forehand, unable to put that ball down. Another point and a quick game 2. Ahead by 4 here. Frazier and Bar need this side out here at this point.
4-0-2.
Similar start to game 1. Let's see if Dekel and Dylan can come back like they did in the first game. See ya.
That ball is not coming back for a side out.
Yeah, you make a good point about the shots being higher, because I feel like they're usually on those balls, but maybe the switch in height threw them off. I don't know.
Second serve.
I do like that look from Andrei. Wait, did they call it in or out?
Dylan Frazier overturned his out
timeout,
call,
challenge of the in-ruling.
so
the result of the rally is
they're calling it in and they're challenging it.
I saw I was out, and then I didn't even see.
After review, the in-rulings, the result of the rally is overturned. Ball was out.
Yeah. I didn't even see Dylan overturn himself.
One free challenge remaining. We'll resume play at
Looked like a good call.
1-4-1.
But I did like the look from Andrei.
I did too.
Was this the ball?
Alshon asking for the towel to be removed from the back corner. Cleaning up some business here on Grandstand Court.
Time in. 1-4-1.
Nice play from Alshon. And we have an exciting match over at Humana Championship Court as well. I know if you're watching this, you're also watching Humana Championship Court. So if you have some dual device action, I got to see that on Instagram. Make sure you send a picture at Pickleball with Michelle.
Point.
A nice, beautiful drop, unattackable and unplayable for Daescu there.
Yeah, sometimes it's tricky when you're so tall. You feel like you can reach everything. I have that problem, and then I call it getting stuck in quicksand. You think you can reach everything, but you can't.
Side out.
That's so funny, Viv, because I just let everything bounce in front of me.
Yeah.
Because I am a lot shorter, and I take nothing out of there. I don't even try. Just let it bounce.
Second serve.
Christian not happy with his missed third there.
Nice low return from Dylan Frazier.
4-2-2.
That slice, not allowing the ball to come up on the bounce.
Side out.
Yeah, you see not a lot of power from Dylan on that last finishing shot, but just in a good enough spot where Andrei couldn't pick it up.
The accuracy earns Frazier and Bar side out. And now a little wind up off of Daescu's forehand side off the bounce.
They're all trying to gun for that #1 spot of speed of disguise.
I think they've been watching a little too much Hayden Patrick-Quinn. What do you think?
Yeah.
Is that something you like to do in your game, Viv?
No, I wouldn't say that I'm the queen of disguise. Just sheer power.
That's not too terrible, though. I wish I had that in my game. All the power in the world.
Well, now you have a Yola.
4-2-1.
Oh, a little miscommunication there in the middle. I think that was Dekel's ball, especially since Dylan's coming in and Dekel has his forehand in the middle. Definitely think he could have protected Dylan there.
Player protection.
Yep.
Second serve.
Did you see how Dekel had to hop the kitchen because he was falling?
Yeah.
5-2-2.
Off balance.
And then got bailed out. The point ended before he could get exposed.
Oh,
good try.
Now Dekel Bar trying to utilize the disguise on the forehand wing. Dekel Bar looking over to his bag, switching out his Yola paddle official, making sure the sticker is on there for the UPA approval. All
Yep.
players must have their paddles inspected before
6-2-2.
each match. Every day.
Oh, yeah. Good off pace by Christian. Took a big swing and he could have gone cross, middle, or line. So Dekel had to be
7-2-2.
ready for all and wasn't ready for the line one. Yeah, that's the tricky part with chip returns. Sometimes they're good, but sometimes they can fly on you.
8-2-2.
A 6-point lead for Daescu and Alshon.
Good leave.
Side out.
Much needed side out for Frazier and Bar. If they're going to make a move, it has to be now on this side
2-8-1.
out.
Yep. Wow.
Second serve.
Smart roll into the kitchen from Alshon. Seeing both players back at the baseline on their heels.
2-8-2.
Again, targeting Andrei. Oh, there's to Christian.
Oh,
Right out.
Dekel
Yeah.
Bar with the cover was playing so well, but was exposed on the reach on the backhand side for the side out.
8-2-1. Point.
Dekel asking if it hit Andrei, but I think it was clean. I think they're pressing a bit now,
9-2-1.
trying to go for speed ups that they shouldn't.
Second
A
serve.
little lucky on that, in my opinion. But
Do you,
they
do, you
come away with it.
do you ever see a player do so well at a specific
9-2-2.
shot, then you start to do it and you want to get them back in that way? Like Alshon's been speeding up off the bounce successfully against Bar and Frazier.
Bye. Do not lob Dekel. To answer your question, yeah, I think that's definitely human nature. You're like, why are they doing that to me? And then you try to combat it with your own, but it's always important to stay playing to your
2-9-1.
strengths. If you know that you're better dinking or setting up the point longer, don't let outside factors get to you and let you off your game. A little shimmy from Dylan. I like that a lot.
So some good patience there from Frazier and Bar, which is what's been really setting themselves up for success. But is it a little too much too late for Bar and Frazier as they are down by 6?
3-9-1. Point.
Great drive from Dekel. I don't think it's ever too late.
I love hearing that, Viv. Talk to me.
Yeah, never over till you tap paddles, but I also think the
4-9-1.
momentum switches in pickleball are crazy. You could think it's in the bag, and then all of a sudden you're facing game point down, kind of like in the first game here. You know, you think you have it under control, and then now you're under pressure, having to dig it out. So I think just a couple of aggressive points, sometimes a little bit of luck. See, like with that. And then put some scoreboard pressure on your opponents.
So with that pressure, Daescu and Alshon go ahead and call the timeout. Bar and Frazier still hungry of their game.
15 seconds. No timeouts, one free
Dylan
challenge.
Frazier, Dekel
One
Bar
timeout,
doing
one
a
free
really
challenge.
good job at going back to their game plan, not pressing anything, not forcing much, but really being patient. Let's see if they can continue that here after this timeout.
9-1.
Nice defense from Dylan. But the onslaught
Second
from Christian's
serve.
too much.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with Dylan Frazier's
5-9-2.
mid-court game.
Oh, he was on that. Just a little
Again,
behind him.
off the bounce from Alshon. Again, where's our tally marks? He'd probably be at like
9-5-1.
16 by now. Successful off the bounce speed ups on the forehand side from Alshon, but a missed third from Daescu.
9-5-2.
Yeah,
Side
really
out.
good from Dekel reading that first one. Got a little lucky that it landed short, but then he capitalized on the next one.
And you could hear how pumped he is because he finally got that from Alshon. He's been getting
5-9-1.
this entire matchup.
Point.
Ooh, and that's the second time they got away with Alshon's forehand. But Vivian Glausman, Atlanta bouncer, you're here on your home turf. It's been great to
6-9-1.
see the crowd filling up here on Grandstand.
Wow. That's impressive to go up the line. I thought he would go through the middle.
Alshon moving with his paddle out in front
6-9-2.
to just guide it down the line.
Someone in the crowd screaming.
The excitement.
Who's going to speed up first, Michelle?
Alshon, all day. There it
Point.
Yeah, he went for one that was a little too low.
is. Yeah, a little bit on the reach, a little too low and out in front. So that earns Frazier and Bar another point. As you said, this game is all about momentums,
Yep.
Viv. And here they are, only 2 down.
See if they can tie it up at 9.
7-9-2. Side out.
Unsuccessful, but a great run from the Big D's.
9-7-1. Point.
Great pressure from Daescu coming over to the
Match point.
sideline, looking to Ernie. Maybe saw his partner do that, gave him the bright idea. And now we are
10-7-1.
here with a bronze medal point.
Oh, shoot.
Point game match.
Yep, great match.
Dekel Bar with a big swing and a miss going long. Christian Alshon, Andrei Daescu taking home the men's doubles bronze medal here at the Veolia Atlanta Championships. What a match. What did you like most about this matchup? What impressed you the most?